Vacuum up the side quests. Very well. Vacuuming up the side quests shall begin with great haste. Now, gonna have to try and remember where all of the towns are. Now, there are a couple of campsites. The various locations where we've had bandit raids, but I strongly doubt there are going to be extra quests there. Do you want me to go for the bandit sites as well, or just hit the main population hubs? I fancy that's more likely. I fancy it's going to be the main population hubs. And while you're thinking about that, we're going to start our side quest hunt. Attribution. I definitely did check. Don't you worry. I did enjoy the conversation about our naming convention. We've discovered a few key side quests in settlements. I can't remember many, but okay. I mean, as long as it doesn't take me too long to get to each one, I guess I don't see much of a reason not to at this point. For example, the Ostran woman who made our weapons. That was not a bandit camp. That was an actual settlement on the map already, but you might be right. Are there any quest icons in here? They're still messed up, even after all this time.
Next time, I'll remember what the was a good one.
Okay. No new side quests there. But since you're very, very concerned that we may miss out on some, I will hop back and check out these. Now, this next part of the stream is probably going to be quite a lot of us just bouncing between the various settlements. We're going to probably spend more time in the loading screen than anything else, but it'll sate our curiosity, and we'll know that all of the quests have been done. I love the artwork, even on the loading screen, though. No, I would have kind of liked it if the loading screen would have changed depending on which area you were loading into. So an artwork that seemed more more fitting of the tribe that you were going to, basically. More time for discussion of Welsh naming practices. Sure, go ahead if you want. Ends light. What's my go-to tea? Generally Assam. I would say Assam or Oolong, my go-to. Now this was the little Banuk outpost where the satellite was controlling the machines. Doesn't look like there's anything new there, though. This one I'm fairly certain is a bandit camp, yeah. Yeah, the artwork is nice, but as you say, it's stale from it being the only artwork we see. Also, for those people in chat who are currently checking out Torchlight 3, what do you think? I have been an enormous fan of the whole Torchlight series right from the beginning until recently, because I haven't tried Torchlight 3, so I can't say if I'm a fan of it or not. Though I was quite concerned in the direction that Torchlight 3 was going when it was being developed. I was a little worried that it was not going to be much of anything, like the first two. I was a bit concerned about that, to be fair. But it does seem to have moved back towards the original formula. Now, there is a little part of me that's a bit, I don't know, a bit sad to see an innovation lost. You know, an attempt to change something up gone away. But, I don't know, I really did enjoy the original Torchlight formula quite a lot, to be fair. I might even be a decent stream game, to be honest. Right, so that one's done. Moving down through here. Had you. Got another little bandit camp over here, Devil's Thirst. Torchlight 3 is fun, but I've only tried the one class so far. Okay. You like Lapsang or Russian Caravan? Okay, I've never tried Russian Caravan. Lapsang is my go-to tea when I'm feeling creative. See, this is the thing. Is like people will often ask, "Oh, what's your favorite tea?" I have no favorite. I have teas that fit particular moods better than others. If I want to be more relaxed, I tend to go towards oolong, rooibos. Rooibos. I'm never certain how to pronounce that one. If I want to be, if I'm in a more of a creative mood, I tend towards Lapsang.
In action? I pity any machine that stands against her.
I have I don't know. I kind of enjoy chamomile, but not for the reason that most people do. It never really seems to settle my mind. If anything, it
Got their attention.
kind of activates it more than anything else. I tend to feel a little bit, no, not so much alert, but I certainly don't get more chilled out from drinking chamomile. Honestly, chamomile to me is more of a dessert tea. I tend to find it tastes sweet. Sweet's the wrong word, but it has a more desserty quality to it than other teas that I enjoy.
Full already.
Chamomile is definitely the only tea that I feel that really works well with honey. Like really, really works well with honey. Some teas do seem to benefit from having more of a sweetness to them. And honey is a good alternative to sugar. But chamomile seems to just genuinely work well with honey. Full stop. I would say that I actually prefer it with honey. And there aren't many teas that I would say that about. Where it's not so much a mood thing, you know. Sometimes I like it with sweetened, sometimes I don't. Chamomile is almost always the case that I want it sweet. Chamomile is a herb tea. It contains no tea at all. That would make sense actually. Well, actually, no. It straight up makes sense when you actually look at the flower that chamomile is made from. Also, hello, Lady Hannah. How are you doing? Also, how's Wild doing? All that stuff going on Twitter. And in the wake of those emails that were going out, I didn't know anything was up until I started reading Twitter, and I saw a bunch of my friends talking about it. Because, touch wood, I hadn't received an email from Twitch about it, but I don't really play with any. I'm assuming it's music related because I rarely have anything but games in it. But then one of my friends pointed out that he recently had a DMCA thing from a TV show that he watched. That was a sponsored TV show. And he got DMCA'd for that as well. So, you know, he got an email along with that sort of stuff. And it's like, wow. It did look like all the content creators on my Twitter feed, you know, everything was on fire, basically, when I was checking it earlier. We've done this one. Let's go and check out over here. I heard you talking herbs and it summoned me from the lurk. Yeah, no, exactly, Lady Hannah. Some games have music you can't skip. GTA is a good example. Death Stranding, a more recent example. Like, it is full of music that you can't get a license for. Even the people who were sponsored to play Death Stranding, the music is not part of that sponsorship. It's pretty rough. Pretty rough. I believe, was it Control, or it might have been a different game recently that had an option to just disable all copyrighted and licensed musics in the game. That was a nice idea. That was a very useful idea, in my opinion. More games with that option would be fantastic. Like, for example, you know, yeah, to be honest, Fallout is a really good example of that. Oh, really? Because when I play Fallout, I don't want to disable the music because the music's quite fun. It's a big part of the experience, I feel. Oops. Is it within my range, I wonder? Yes. Oh no, you're not dead. Oops. And here I was trying to help. I'm going to assume that would absolutely have been me that did that. Because I saw the damage float up. Yikes. That's what I get for talking about Fallout. Or playing Horizon Zero Dawn. There we go. Yeah, Fallout wouldn't be the same without the music. Absolutely. It wouldn't be the same. That's why I really struggle with certain games when it comes to Let's Playing and YouTube, is because I would not enjoy the game the way the game was meant to be enjoyed. It's one of the reasons why I really struggled with Death Stranding. Because I felt that the game was literally made around some of the music that would be there. So to take that out would be to really, really hobble the game experience. Yeah. Yeah, that's a particularly rough situation there, Lady Hannah. 7 years of content and no idea what's causing the trigger. And so the only guaranteed option is to delete it all. Yeah, that's absolutely awful.
Snow haze. White as bone. That thought got dark.
Bowtie Baby. Hey, Aavak, I've been thinking about for a while. Literally everything I've heard about Wales is positive, and I was wondering, is Wales just an amazing paradise, or can you think of anything you don't like about Wales? I can think of loads of things I don't like about Wales. Wales is just like every other part of this world. There are good bits, and there are bad bits. And if you're in a particularly rough place with the part of the world you live in, you'll focus a lot on all of the good parts of other places. And if you're reasonably content with where you live, you understand that, you know, it's got its pros, it's got its cons, then, you know, when someone is talking about the things that are going great somewhere else, you'll hear it, but it won't be like, oh my god, this place sounds like amazing, I want to live there. It's like, well, no, it's probably got its issues, just like everywhere else has. Wales is not perfect by any measure. Absolutely any measure. I don't think a single person in Wales would claim it was. But it's home. It's home in a way that nowhere else will ever be home for me. There are parts of it that I miss with a keenness that I couldn't describe. That I don't think I'll ever find anywhere else that has that particular quality. And it's qualities that I associate with somewhere that is safe and nice and that feels like home, that has those sorts of things. It feels like happy. But there are also parts that I don't like. You know, if it was perfect, I never would have moved away. I mean, granted, I moved away for, you know, not I want to live somewhere else reasons, and it was I want to live here specifically so I can do this specific thing. But no one is perfect. No one will ever be perfect. It's down to us to try and move it towards our idea of perfection as much as we can, but to understand we'll never get it there. The point isn't to make a perfect place, it's to to quote corny songs. You know, it's not about having, you know, having what you want. It's about wanting what you've got, wanting what you have. Oh, Lady Anna, your puppy's confused. Oh, Siri gets like that. Siri gets like that. If I get frustrated or anxious about something, she can tell that that's my mood, and she gets very confused, and causes some fights amongst the girls. Not that she's like literally attacking them or anything, but yeah, she's just on edge, and so
Who can has gone to the mountain.
she will put up with less things from the others, and so I have to be very careful about measuring my emotional output when I'm around her, because she can pick up on it, and it does affect her. Any more quests around here? I'm watching my compass mostly for the quest markers, and checking on the map here and there. I'm not sure what the distance is. This was where we did the lantern lighting ceremony, I believe. Is this the area? No, actually, no, it's not. No, it's not. Where was the lantern lighting ceremony? Oh, it might have been there. No, it was over there. That's where the lantern lighting ceremony was. Man, that's a long time ago now.
But it will be cleansed. The anointed will see to that.
It's just, that was such a beautiful moment as well in the game. Yeah, pretty much, Demi of Do It. That's more or less what happens, yes.
She went into All Mother Mountain and was anointed by the goddess herself.
Well, I'm glad us heading into All Mother Mountain made everyone hopeful, but just look at that site though. That view there is absolutely gorgeous. Wish I could go into first person mode sometimes in this game. Okay, but there's clearly no quest there. So one more site here to check. And then we're going to do something that I've been eager to do for a very long time, but I resisted doing for ages because I didn't realize I could leave the Frozen Wilds DLC area until I'd completed it. We're going to go and speak to Rost. And any quests? Probably none. The last time we were here, this place got pretty much just ground into the mountain. The corrupted Thunderjaw was being used for that. I'm not sure how much more there'll be over here. Though it is very interesting when you actually look at this, now that we understand what that is, that I think it's over there. Wait, what on earth is that? probably people inside there, but that is just supply crate. Yeah, is this a Kopesh or was this a Horus? I can't remember. But, oh no, I think the Kopesh was the battle tank. But that machine was burrowing into the mountain. Why? Why was it burrowing into the mountain before it went down? Before it got taken out, why was it burrowing in here? There it is. So, it sensed something was here.
None of their deeds will live on in her memory.
Why?
She went into All Mother Mountain and
I thought the whole idea about the cradles was that they were effectively completely isolated and that the machines wouldn't discover them. Curious. Very curious. Yeah, well, to kill the humans, but at that point, there were no humans, actually. And one of the things that you've got to understand is the machines weren't trying to kill the humans. The machines were simply trying to refuel. I mean, that being said, when the humans fought back, then they were trying to kill the humans. But ultimately, they weren't trying to destroy nature and consume biomass to kill it. They were just trying to fuel themselves because they could convert biomass into fuel. And humans are biomass. So are plants and animals and everything else.
Got too much already.
So what was that one doing? How could it sense everything? Because at that point, it would have just been zygotes. There were no actual people down there at that point. That thing would have been trying to get at zygotes, which would have been stored for a very, very long time. So probably not discernible as organic matter from the outset because they would have been sealed in something. And then again, maybe it was drawn to the power signature of the bunker, but the whole idea was the bunkers were basically completely sealed. Or at least I assume. Well, actually, no. It definitely talked about that, didn't it? Or am I just drawing a conclusion on that one? Oh yes, Lady Hannah is an amazing cook. 100% can confirm. That's true. Maybe the seal broke. But yeah, the idea, the whole idea of the Zero Dawn project, right from the beginning, was to basically seal life away in such a way that the machines wouldn't know, and then after about 10 years or so, a whole decade spent decrypting the kill codes of the machines, Gaia would shut them down, and then that would be that. But for 10 years, they basically had to hide the facilities that would then later reseed the world. Because the world was completely stripped bare. Alright, we've looked everywhere. It is finally time for us to go and speak with Rost. It has been a long time. Long time. The Metal Devils were definitely trying to kill humans, like the ones that attacked Nora. Well, I mean, they were... No. The Metal Devils were fighting. But what they were fighting was a military force that was trying to stop them. They weren't trying to kill humans in the same way they weren't trying to kill monkeys. The monkey picked up a spear, then it became a threat, and then it was trying to kill that threat. But it isn't trying to kill monkeys. It's trying to eliminate a threat. And NORAD, for example, was a big threat. It would be easy to assess that as a threat that needed to be eliminated. But a bunch of, like, embryos? Not as much of a threat. There was two parts of restoring Earth. When one failed, the other would reset it all. The part that did the resetting went out of control and tried to wipe out the rest of the systems. Well, no, because that particular machine was very old. Because that particular machine was... Well, actually... No, that machine must have been very, very old because Gaia created Aloy, sent the codes to the Cradle facility to create a clone of Dr. Sobek. When, in like microseconds after the AIs became true AIs, after Hades launched, in an effort to stop, you know, to solve that problem,
Bite out here.
basically. And Aloy was born as an infant. It was gestated and presented not soon after. But the reason why Lansra and never, you know, kind of demanded that Aloy be exiled was the idea that it was born both in front of the mountains, All Mother Mountain, the doorway, and beneath the Metal Devil's claw. So it was ambiguous whether Aloy was a blessing from the mountain or a curse from the Metal Devil. So that Metal Devil must have been there for a long time. For a long time. It couldn't have just arrived very recently and been stopped, because realistically, if Hades had been able to activate a Horus, the entire world would have been destroyed. So... Because I can't imagine that even a concerted effort by all of the peoples of the world would have taken down a Horus that was activated by Hades again. Because that thing would just eat a bunch of biomass somewhere, fuel itself completely, eat a mountain, produce a bajillion T Kopeshes, and win. Straight away. There'd be no way of stopping it.
I should be going. I'll try to come back soon.
Really? Is there nothing we can say to...
That's it for now. I'll try to come back.
Oh. Wow. So none of the stuff we did in the DLC is news? I'm a little bit shocked by that, I'm going to be honest. Chat, I'm a little bit shocked. By a little bit shocked, I mean actually a little bit sad. Man. We've already done Two Teeth, I think. Cleared that one out, I believe. Hunter's Gathering. Actually, I don't think we have checked out Hunter's Gathering, so we'll go poke our heads into Hunter's Gathering. Then on to Two Teeth. Then we'll be into the Karja lands. Unlikely, Jens. Like, I find that unlikely that a Horus would move in order to, like, you've got to think of, well, try to think as a machine would think, and then it's just the economies of scale. An entire Horus in motion would consume X much fuel per second. Anything else, anything it could create, anything that it could activate
Stop Derval without breaking a
or
sweat.
direct would consume a different amount. Oh, we have got a quest. All the hunting around wasn't wasted. Hooray!
How's your road treating you, Aloy?
Full
Quite
of
well.
surprises, Jira. How about you?
When the Karja fort opened, I got word that my husband had come looking for me. But only the word made it to the fort. He didn't.
You have a husband?
Kendrick. Beat him in an arm wrestling match. I left him behind when I left the claim. Some metal sellers passed him at the bridge near the glare break. Seeing as you drift on the wind, little spark.
If I'm out that way, I'll look for him, but do you want him to find you, Jira?
Ever have those mornings when you wake up without all the answers? Still, I'll be heading up to the fort to resupply. Luck on your travels.
Oh, that's nice.
Fair enough.
For a bit.
Alright, so old acquaintance. Wow. That was a quest from a very long time ago. Like, that area, I would have had no reason to come back to. Absolutely none. My goodness. That's a hunting grounds area. Well, I've got to swing past here anyway. We'll go up, complete this quest, swing on back through, go through Free Heap. And then on our way back from Free Heap, we'll head past the long leg.